Is woke culture really protecting us, or is it just killing free speech? Comedian Dave Chappelle says it's the latter, and he's not holding back. From cracking jokes about cancel culture to calling out the extremes of political correctness, Chappelle's fearless takes have sparked serious debate. But is he pushing the boundaries too far? Or is he just speaking truth to power? Let's dive into Chappelle's controversial views on woke culture and why it's shaking up comedy, society, and everything in between.
I gotta tell you guys, I've probably been doing this 35 years now. And early in my career, I learned that there are two words in the English language that you should never say together in sequence. And those words are the and juice.
What happens when the comedian who defined edgy humor in the 90s turns his sights on the culture of political correctness? Dave Chappelle, a name synonymous with boundary-pushing comedy, has spent years making us laugh, think, and sometimes even cringe with his fearless takes on race, politics, and society. But when it comes to woke culture, well, let's just say he's not laughing.
I can't even remember how it started. Vaguely, I remember it started with a tweet, strange tweet. It was like, I'm feeling a little sleepy.
For Chappelle, woke culture is a double-edged sword. On one hand, he acknowledges that it emerged out of a genuine desire to address social inequalities, stand up for marginalized groups, and demand justice in a world that often overlooked their voices. But on the other hand, well, that's where the laughs stop. Chappelle believes woke culture has gone too far, and in his view, it's stifling the very freedom that made America and comedy great.
I grew up around Jewish people. I have a lot of Jewish friends, so I'm not freaked out by your culture. I know a little bit about it just from hanging around. Be like, yo, let's go out at school tomorrow. They'll be like, we can't go out. It's Shana tomorrow. I'll be like, what? What is Shana? I had so many questions. Why do some of your people dress like Run DMC?
Now, I get it. We gotta be careful. People are hurt out here. I know. But some of y'all are just trying to get people to shut up. And if you don't like what I say, well, I guess I just won't say anything at all. But that's not how comedy works.
It was an amazing appearance. Noriega and them were there, the rappers that I love, and they all had their gold chains and stuff on. And Kanye said, only millionaires wear chains. They said, what? He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their body. I tucked my chain and I said, oh, snap. That's right.
And his stand-up specials, like Stick Stones and The Closer, Chappelle makes it crystal clear. He sees woke culture as a well-meaning but overzealous force that's become a kind of cultural censorship. It's a place where nuance gets lost in a sea of outrage, and where the desire to be politically correct can sometimes override the freedom of expression.
Now what? Adidas dropped that nigga immediately. Ironically, Adidas was founded by Nazis. And they were offended. I guess the student surpassed the teacher. It's a big deal. He had broken the show business rules. There's just a rule, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it.
Chappelle's most famous rants about woke culture are often wrapped in his signature sarcasm and wit. But when you dig deeper, you realize that beneath the jokes lies a real criticism. In his mind, woke culture has turned into a kind of thought police where saying the wrong thing, even unintentionally, can have serious consequences. And it's not just about politics anymore, it's about who can say what, when, and how.
Caption on the post or nothing like that, but apparently this movie had some, anti-Semitic tropes or something. And it was some weird title like From Hebrew to Negro or something. And the NBA told me he should apologize, and he was slow to apologize. And then the list of demands to get back in their good graces got longer and longer, and this is where, I draw the line. I know the Jewish people have been through terrible things all over the world, but you can't blame that on black Americans. You just can't. You know what I mean? Thanks to the one person that said me.
I'm not afraid of you canceling me. I can't be canceled. You know why? 'Cause I'm rich, baby. I'm living in a house with a basketball court. What are you gonna do? Send me to jail. I've been to jail.
In fact, he's not even certain it existed. I saw one news pundit screaming about Kanye. She said, mental health is no excuse for that type of language. Yes, it is, bitch. You can kill somebody if you're mentally ill. Listen, okay, I don't think Kanye is crazy at all. I think he's possibly not well.
This line is classic Chappelle. He isn't exactly afraid of the backlash, he's challenging the system. He's not just mocking cancel culture for fun. He's pointing out how it's become an all-consuming force that punishes people for saying the wrong thing, even when they're trying to address difficult issues in an honest way.
Whatever you do, don't fall for me. Don't put your trust in me. Don't even lie for me. I want you, honey. I don't get it.
It's a lot of juice. Like a lot.
But the truth is, Dave Chappelle has always been about pushing boundaries. He doesn't shy away from the tough topics, whether it's race, gender, or politics. So when woke culture started to dominate the cultural conversation, it was inevitable that Chappelle would speak out. He's a man who's always believed in the power of comedy to address uncomfortable truths. But now, he sees that power being limited by people who can't seem to separate humor from hate. And in his eyes, that's where the problem starts.
But it's a crazy thing to say out loud in a climate like this.
You know what? I don't care about offending you. You can't cancel me. I'm gonna say what I want. And honestly, I've been friends with trans people. Hell, I've been a better friend to them than some of these people who claim they're woke. You wanna cancel me over a joke? Go ahead. But ask yourself, am I really the enemy?
He's observably stupid. Even when he's not talking, his mouth be open a little bit like.
Chappelle's criticism of woke culture often comes across as a defense of free speech. He argues that too many people are quick to judge, quick to take offense, and quick to label others as problematic. But for Chappelle, this isn't about disregarding other people's feelings, it's about creating space for difficult conversations. To him, comedy isn't just about making people laugh, it's about making them think.
Poor whites. A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it, because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him. He's what I call an honest liar.
People forget that comedy is supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to make you think differently, see things from another perspective. But when everyone's too scared to laugh at anything, what do we have left? A bunch of people who are too sensitive to hear anything uncomfortable.
And across the stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, sitting over there looking at him like, no, it's not. I said, now, wait a minute, bro. It's what he said. And the moderator said, well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence? You remember what he said, bro?
Whether you agree with him or not, Chappelle's critiques of woke culture are part of a larger conversation about freedom of expression, the power of comedy, and the shifting boundaries of what's considered acceptable. In the end, Chappelle's challenge is simple. Don't silence the conversation. Let's talk, let's laugh, and let's figure it out together no matter how uncomfortable it might get.
No one ever heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, this man doesn't pay his taxes. He shot right back. That makes me smart.